Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, wherever you are in the universe. This is Swifty, the Ineffectual Gamer, and this is Microsoft Flight Simulator. I actually didn't know what I wanted to stream tonight. I didn't have a particular want or aspiration to stream anything in particular, but this game I've kind of been playing offline a little bit, so I thought, you know what, I'll give it a whirl. Don't know whether the rig's gonna take it, because this computer's on its last legs these days. But hopefully we won't overheat, we won't blow up, and we'll manage to at least keep the stream up for a couple of hours. And we'll do a little bit of exploration, I think. So let me just go into the stream. There we are. Okay, cool. So here we are on planet Earth. And we're going to have a quick look now. I'm just going to disable the preview for the moment on my OBS so that I can concentrate just on the game window. So normally I fly, when I've done these streams, I've... well, let's see, Kathina. Why not? Let's fly over where you live. Let's have a look at Sheffield, shall we? Hey Zed Wheel Freedom, how's it going? Oh, that's that took Zed, Two Wheel Freedom. How's it going? Jess, let's fly over. Let's actually fly over Sheffield. Okay, we have to find it first. Nobody cares. Look, oh, there it is. Okay, they do care. Right, so let's see, we could fly out of Leeds Bradford Airport. Oh, I should have put the mod in. I should have put the mod in, because I actually had it. Leeds. Bradford. There we go. Leeds Bradford. There we go. Weather in Spain's actually pretty good, Jess. It's yeah, it's okay. Now, Sheffield doesn't have an airport, so what we're going to have to do is, I don't think Dronfield's big enough. No, Dronfield's tiny. There's one at Stoke. What is this? Netherthorpe. That is actually maybe... I don't know if that's quite big enough for the plane I'll be taking. Although, actually, I think we might switch planes. We might go to the TBM, because if we go to the TBM, might be a bit easier. Okay, where's this? Oh, this is Doncaster, Sheffield. Alright, so we're going to go to Doncaster, Sheffield. Let's have a look. Alright, Elscar, how's it going? So yeah, we'll go to Sheffield. Doncaster, Sheffield. So I think we'll probably, it doesn't really matter today, we're not gonna, we'll set runway 2 as the arrival, and then we'll actually fly over Sheffield City and have a look, because it might take a, if we don't do it while we're over Sheffield, it might be a pain in the backside. So we'll add it as a custom airway, and I think we'll do it as a low altitude flight. It might actually change it up, I might have to put it back in. Okay, and we'll re-add this one. So no, actually, yeah, let's add that in. Let's add it in. Okay, so we'll go runway 14, departure. I don't. Yeah, I think a direct departure out is probably the best thing. Let's have a quick look. Okay, so we'll be going out over the cliff, which is not the normal departure anyway. Head down over Barnsley, well, just to the right of Barnsley, and then okay, so let's have a look. So runway 2 would be this approach, but we don't want that approach. Can we get a localized approach, maybe? No. Anav might be better for this one, actually. Alright, so we'll do that. Oh, hang on. yeah, we want to remove it because it wasn't in there in the first place, so we'll add it again. Why is it not letting us add that? Okay, well it's in there. We'll find it before we do the final approach. Let's have a look what people are saying. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention there, so... Sheffield doesn't need an airport. Exactly. No, it does. It's mixed in with Doncaster. But it's one of the double airports, isn't it? So... But it is actually named Doncaster Sheffield. Have you got an Xbox Series S or something then, or are you on the PC? No, it's actually. I mean, listen. Actually, it's cool to fly in. I mean, okay, maybe I'm preaching to myself here, but I think it really is. I genuinely do, and I'm quite surprised that not more elite players play it. I can definitely see why Obsidian Ant started doing it once it came to light, because it just feels like it's a discovery type thing. Get out and see things. It's nice. So right, so we're gonna fly this one. We'll go with, I don't know if I've got the livery I used to like. Yeah, we'll go with that one. We like our greens. At least I can pretty much fly this one straight off the bat. So I'm going to change the flight conditions because of course it's Sheffield, so it's overcast or raining. There's no other options, even in the presets. It won't let you change it to anything good. So no, we'll preset it to. I've got a ton of presets now. I downloaded some the other day, so we want. There should be a clear day somewhere. Maybe if we go to the bottom. These are all okay. Rain, overcast. No, I told you there's no clear versions in it. Try clear skies. There we go. Okay, and we'll take it back to the daytime. We can run it through different hours anyway, so it's cool. And yeah, we'll depart straight out from runway 14, so the plane will actually be set up. No, actually, I'm going to do it from the gate. I'm sorry, but I like setting my... no, we don't want it from the gate. We want it from a ramp. I just like setting my plane up before I take off and doing the whole takeoff thing. So, but we'll get out and about quickly. Okay, so let's go. Let's do it. Okay, now I've actually got this thing because the one thing about flying in this game that is truly difficult sometimes is that when you're trying to play with the different dials, if the plane's making a turn or there's a little bit of turbulence or something, it knocks your mouse off the thing you're trying to change. That's Barcelona, by the way. I can recognise that straight off the bat. I can't show you with my pointer, but that's Barcelona. I can tell. That park in front of us actually has a zoo. And that beach is the beach I normally go on when I go to Barcelona. You can't see Camp Nou, the football stadium, because it's kind of where that grassy hill is on the left. It's quite a lot further to the right. But you just can't see it because I think it's because of that overcast weather. It's hard to see on the best of times because it's a huge stadium, but half of it's built into the ground, so it's not actually that high on top. So I'm just going to make sure all my controls are set. Yeah, so I downloaded this app and I can do all these things from the app in real time, so it's really cool. So I can control all my autopilot stuff, my map, I can see a live map of where I am. It's really, really cool and really, really helpful. Oh, I might have the no, that's the default version of Leeds, definitely. That is not the that's not the add-on version. So you can see my door's slightly ajar here, which probably shouldn't be. So we'll correct that when we get in. Okay, so oh yeah, this is the advanced version of it. So I can, The reason this is here is because I click this button here, and there's my co-pilot. It's my in-game girlfriend. Right, okay, so, and she hates me. We'll close the door, and we'll lock ourselves in so she can't escape again. And we'll push up the crash bar. And so we need the which one do we need first? I always forget. I think it's the auxiliary BP. No, that's not the one. I can't hear that beautiful sound. It's been a while since I've used this plane. We'll just go for a standard startup. Okay, so generators are on. It must have been that one needed. I just couldn't hear it. Hello? Hello? Have I done something wrong? Ah, that's why. Okay. You idiot. Right, okay. That engine generator's on standby. Okay, so that's right. That should be up. We'll set that to auto. Now we'll set that up. Okay. So this is why the autopilot and stuff's difficult to use. Oh, is Jess disappearing? Sorry. Okay. All right. Good to see you, Jess. Sorry.
System test.
Sorry, I missed you. She's actually terrified. She is not cool as a cucumber, but still ignoring me. She never talks. Right. So let's quickly just contact the departure so I know what we're flying. So we'll get clearance.
Leads clearance delivery whiskey for Mike Niner 7 IFR to Echo Golf Charlie November. Ready to copy.
Whiskey for Mike Niner 7 is cleared to Echo Golf Charlie November Airport as filed. Takeoff runway tree 2 climb and maintain 5,000 feet. Departure frequency is 118.775 squawk 0703.
So you'll hear she said whiskey for Mike 97, blah blah blah, take off runway, well I know which runway I'm taking, so climb and maintain 5,000 feet. So normally, I'll just read it back.
Whiskey 4 Mike Niner 7 cleared to Echo Golf Charlie November Airport as filed. Take off runway tree 2 climb and maintain 5,000 feet. Departure on 118.775 squawk 0703.
So
Whiskey
no.
4 Mike Niner 7 readback
Say
is
readback,
correct.
Okay.
Contact ground on 120.305 when ready to taxi.
So normally, I would be this button here for the select altitude. I'd be doing this and up and down, and I'd be looking at this part here as I do it to see my altitude. But you can see to set 5,000 feet, you have to roll through it a fair few times. And if you're doing a fast climb or something like this, doing this at the same time as the plane's kind of shaking or has a bit of turbulence, it'll knock you off this, and then sometimes it resets itself, or sometimes you start scrolling something else that you don't want to be scrolling. So what I can do now is if you just watch this, it's automatically going to jump to 5,000. See that, and that's because on my tablet I have an app that has all of this instruments in the app, so I can set that to 5,000. What was the other thing I wanted to do? I wanted to set maybe my speed. I think I can set through this. I don't know if I can do it in this. I don't think I can do it in this vehicle because it hasn't got the throttle control, but it would normally appear up here. Did it set? No, it didn't set. Okay, so the speed would just show up here in the same way that this does here, but it just makes it so much easier to do. The only thing about the extra thing that I have on here is that you can't take the sticks away. And oh, can you? No, that's a parking brake. Normally if you click here the sticks go away, and it doesn't let it do it because it's supposed to be the ultimate realism mod, which is a really it's really annoying. Right, anyway, okay, so let's go for a startup. I mean, we're not I'm not going to ask for pushback here because I don't think so. You can ask for pushback, but I don't see the point. Ah, we could do. It's not going to hurt anybody, is it? So let's go to the pushback toolbar. Just pushback. So this little guy here is starting the pushback for us. We'll release parking brake, so we can do that. So this plane's really easy to set up in the fact that I literally just have to put 5,000 feet on there. That's about it. The only other thing we need to change is on here we need to change the nav source to FMS because we're going to use the autopilot system. I want to also, no, not minimums, I also want to set my speeds. I can't see, it's either this one, no it isn't, or it's that one. And it's that one. I'm going to turn these all on so that I can see my rotation speeds and when I need to start. So he's going to glitch into position. I'm going to start moving back. Now I neglected to look at which one was runway 32, and it's not highlighted here. I don't know if I've turned off the option of highlighting it or something. So I'll have to wait for him to push back before I can finish that. However, you can actually do a little bit of a cheaty-weety thing. And you can speed up the pushback a little bit. So that it gets there a bit faster. Just puts on the boosters a little bit. And it's not actually just that, you can actually just make it a little bit better. It's for... oh, give over, Alizgar. I don't think a pilot would say that, but he might. There was actually somebody flying a plane the other day who the pilot had a heart attack, but it was in a plane similar to this. It was a dual prop, but the pilot had a heart attack and he landed the plane just from his experience in a flight simulator. So no, I don't think there's certain things it can't train you actually, but what a lot of people don't realize is that this type of airplane are getting so so simple to fly that you really don't need to do a lot. Okay, so the starter is on. We've got the BP's in auto. The ignition needs to go to. Why is the ignition not letting me select it? Oh, I'm sure this bloody mod. Right, this mod makes it far more difficult to do. Anyhow, let's try and go for a start off. See if I can get it to do a start up. I don't know why those buttons were selectable before and now they're non-selectable. It doesn't make sense. That's all. Okay, there we go. Let's try it that way. Okay, so
Aural warning, okay.
Can't see half the stuff over here and I can't remember where the bleed is. No, it's not that one. I don't think. Right, okay, so I can't turn the ignition off, that's the only problem because it's not letting me do it now, but well, anyway, we're getting a good engine start. Everything's alright there, torque's okay, ITC is a good level. So this max diff mode, I don't know why. I don't know what I have to change for that one because I can't take these off, so it's probably complaining about one of these, but okay, that's on auto and everything else is okay. Right, okay. So last thing before we set off is we need to set this to nav. And the altitude and everything else will sort itself. I actually now do flight level change, something called a flight level change instead of doing the vertical speed, just because this is all automatic, and it tries to do it in the distance to the next marker. So it tries to get you to the altitude in the most efficient way possible. I never used to use that, but I'm really getting used to it now, so I'm enjoying it. So it's set to 5,000 feet. Auto throttle we don't have, not that we don't even need it. Yaw damper we don't set until after takeoff, so we'll set that as we engage the autopilot. Just check a couple of other things, so because I haven't seen the options for this plane before. Okay, so we need to turn lights on. We'll turn the taxi lights on, even though technically you don't really need them. We'll turn wing lights on if they're available. Cabin lights can go off now. Panel lights. Okay, right. So again, that's just an option that you have, which will negate the need to switch any of these switches. So you can see that should be set to taxi, not landing. I don't know why it's set to landing. Anyhow, so that it changes all of these as and how I need them, which is pretty cool. So we'll request taxi.
Leads ground, Whiskey 4 Mike 9er, 7 with Whiskey ready to taxi IFR.
Whiskey 4 Mike 9er 7 taxi 2 and hold short of runway tree 2 using taxiway Alpha Delta Tree Delta Delta 1 cross runway tree 2. Contact tower on 120.305 when ready.
I would try it for real, Kathina, but I'm dyspraxic and will probably be told no at the door. Number 2 is an incredible amount of money to learn how to fly.
Taxiing hold short runway tree.
Okay, we're
2
ready
via
to go.
taxiway Alpha Delta Tree Delta Delta
So
1
just
cross
feather the
runway
throttle
tree
a bit.
2 Whiskey 4 Mike 9er 7.
And we're off ski. Now, I said I haven't used this plane in a while. I've been using a jet, like a private jet Cessna Longitude, and I've been really enjoying it because it was one of the first ones. It's like one of those luxury jets that you see. It's one of the first ones that I tried. It's like it's beautiful, but it's I was forever crashing it and stuff. And I was like, all right, okay, this isn't for me. But since then, I've really got to enjoying it. So I need to switch back to the AP panel. Don't want to slide off the taxi with it. So we need to put our flaps down. 1. Just check that that's down. 1 notch, yep. So it's really not a long flight from what? I didn't even realise that was the end of the taxi there. So we'll request takeoff.
Leads tower Whiskey 4 Mike 9er 7 at runway tree 2 ready for departure IFR to Echo Golf Charlie November.
Whiskey 4 Mike 9er 7 QNH 29.9er 2 wind 270 at tree. Cleared for takeoff runway tree 2.
Cleared for takeoff runway tree 2 Whiskey 4 Mike 9er 7.
So I'm hoping that this is the right turn, and I'm not going to find myself at the end of the runway. Actually, I can cheat a little here. Okay, so no, it is a right turn. The game has this really bad thing of sticking you on, saying you have to exit to the right, left or right, when you don't. It's the opposite way. Okay, we're going to line her up. I'm a bit off center, so okay, and we are ready. We'll apply 60% throttle. Everything's good. We're going to go up to 90%. Heading towards Otley. Just going to pull back on the engine slightly because my Okay, and we are at rotation speed, so up we go. Gear up, whoops. To put the nose up a little bit, Swifty. Bring up the flaps. We're gonna go yaw dampener. We'll go flight level change. Autopilot. So probably gonna flatten out a little bit and then we'll start climbing. So they should contact us for departure any moment now.
Whiskey 4 Mike 907, contact Manchester Center on 118.775. Good day.
118.775 for Whiskey 4 Mike 907.
So that's Geisley down there, I don't know if you can hear me. And we're going over Appley Bridge. Right, sorry about that, I forget about the outside volume, I need to sort that out. I'm feeling a little bit better, not amazing, but a little bit better. I just need a little bit of time off work. So you can see here, I only press the flight level change and this is automatically doing everything itself. So we're going to 1,800. Sorry, we're climbing at 1,850 to 9,000. That'll change sometimes, but as we go towards 5,000 feet, I need to make sure that I actually signed off on that. Yes, return to Manchester Centre. Okay.
Manchester Center Whiskey 4 Mike 907 is passing 3,100 feet, climbing 5,000 feet.
Whiskey 4 Mike 907, Manchester Center QNH 29.9.
Right, okay, so Sheffield's somewhere around here. And I have got it marked, so as we arrive there we should see the mark. We should see the marker for it somewhere. So we're basically running on the autopilot system now. I don't have to do anything. And it'll take it almost to the ground for the majority of the time. They might ask me to go a little bit higher here just at the beginning. This is the Humber River here. Well, don't never say never, Athena, because I think they have aspirations. So I think this is Bradford. Oh, that's Bradford just over there. Oh no, it isn't. There's the cricket ground. So are we passing over Leeds Centre here? We must be passing over Leeds Centre. I lived here long enough, I should bloody know. Yeah, that's Leeds City Centre there. Definitely. We should have actually paused it there and gone for a look. Let's do a quick put. I think we might do an active pause. Okay, so that's Hunslock. My friend lives there. Right, where's Leeds Centre? Here. Okay. Okay, so this is pretty cool. This is the main train station. You can't miss it. It's absolutely bloody huge in the centre. I'm going to go down to an acceptable height. What I mean by that is, obviously, not everything's perfect in this game. So if you go really low, actually it's not too bad here. Obviously it gets a bit silly, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It's better than some places. But yeah, if we follow the train tracks into the city centre, I'm going to try and see if I can remember half the places, because my bloody memory of Leeds has gone downhill. Okay, so that's the town hall there. So I don't know the name of this building here, but that's the town hall. Okay, that's the thingamajig, yeah. Okay. I say thingamajig because I don't know. There used to be an internet cafe. I used to download stuff on Napster on this corner, and there was a club bar right here in this building under the bridge, and then I used to actually work. Let's see if we can find it. They might have done some development since I was there. No, I used to work in this building here for Zurich Insurance. This building wasn't here then. I don't know if there's actually a building here now or it's a mistake of the AI. Could be a mistake of the AI. I used to work in this very building here doing insurance claims. So yeah, back to the city centre. Let's have a quick look. Let's have a look. Well, it's kind of Google Maps made into a game, Kathina. Some places they've added the real buildings. I think that's a real building. I can't think what it is. I recognise it. I just can't think what it is. My memory ain't what it used to be. I can't believe I need to go back to Leeds when I'm back into England, because when I'm back to England. And then this is, we used to call this the Kremlin. It's the, I think it's like a call centre for the NHS now, but a really nice building. So this is a real model of it. That's not created by the game, because that's exactly how the building looks. This is the theatre, Leeds Theatre, which is pretty cool. I saw a couple of plays there, one with Patrick Stewart of Star Trek fame. And I used to live somewhere up here. Can't for the life remember exactly where it was, though, I don't think. Yes, I do. It was somewhere down here. Oh, it was there! Wow, so yeah, I used to live here. Fucking hell. House wasn't that nice though, house is a shitty house. But this was a pub. Dodgiest pub around. And this was a community centre or something, if I remember. Well, that was easy to find. I'm not going that mental. And this is actually a big hill. The scale of the game doesn't really show it, but it is. And then these must be fairly new buildings, because these are definitely handcrafted. I'm guessing that's some type of arena, because I don't remember that being there when I was there. But we did have a couple of arenas. I'm trying to think where the university was. That's probably that building. That's probably the university. That's probably the university. And somewhere here, or was it here? Used to be an amazing pub, which was basically a barge boat on a traffic island. I used to love that place. Can't remember its name. Okay, anyway, enough of Leeds. Let's get on to Sheffield. Ormer Iron. So I don't know if I was just going to see if I could see where Ellen Road is, the football stadium from Leeds, but I honestly can't. It was a bit of a way out of town, but I can't remember exactly where it was. I don't think it was in the Holbeck area. No, I think they've probably not put it in, so wouldn't really matter. Anyway, so let's go back to the plane. So we need to go, if I remember, reset position. That'll take us right back to the aeroplane. Go into the cockpit. We'll take off the pause button, and we'll continue the flight. So it's going to take the plane a couple of seconds to kind of get itself back into its rhythm. So we're flying at 92% throttle. I won't bother pushing it anymore because it's probably no good for us. We're heading towards this custom waypoint, 39 kilometers away, which is Sheffield. So we'll have a look. And I've been to Sheffield once, a very long time ago. Very, very long time ago. Met the first love of my life. I never saw her again. it was meant to be. She was from Newcastle anyway. It would have never worked. It would have never worked. So yeah, we'll head towards this and then. So I don't know. I mean, compared to any other flight simulator before, this one is just it's head and shoulders above. The fact that I can, especially my local area in Spain, the fact that I can, I'll show you my house later. The fact that I can visually fly for miles, and I don't drive, so it's not like I have a lot of experience from the road. It's just the game is so accurate.
Whiskey 4 Mike 907 contact approach on 129.055. Good day.
Will do, sweetums.
Going to 129.055 Whiskey 4 Mike 907.
So I don't know it, but I guess this plane can fly low altitude and not have any issues. I don't know about flying at 221 knots at low altitude. I don't know what the legalities of that are, unless you're coming into land. But which reminds me, what are our speed books coming in? Speed bugs in general. Approach is 85 knots. Okay, so we should have all these on. So 85 knots is our approach speed. Good, because I'd have been coming in at like 130. Okay, we're passing Calm. And we got 24 kilometers to go to Sheffield. And if we look over the dashboard, it won't have loaded in yet. But you can kind of see a hilliness. If there's hills, it's Sheffield. Let me just have a look. What you were saying. Yeah, maybe that might be what it is. But it's the... I don't know. I think it's also the fact of learning how to do things. I never, in all of the other flight simulators, I was never able to quite put everything together and do it correctly. I wouldn't say I do it 100% correctly most of the time, but there are sometimes when I finish a flight and I'm like, wow, I don't think I made a mistake on any of those. And there's somewhere I get really good touchdowns. So is it Google Earth? You can actually, there's an app to change it with Google Earth, but it actually uses two things. It uses Bing Maps and it uses Azure AI technology, which then will build buildings into their places based on local architecture models.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet.
So it's amazing how it does it, because it's pretty damn accurate. My village in Spain, it doesn't do it. Look, there's a castle down there, and that's what I mean. And that's the basic model, and then if you were to get closer, you'd get a more in-depth model. But it can really build a lot. Oh, it's Wentworth. Okay.
Descend and maintain 4,000 feet. Speed not above 185 knots.
But it does a really good job of it.
Lima Bravo Alpha transition clear to Lima Bravo Alpha Chanex 376.
Even that, you can see the bumpiness of the land, and you can see the moors, and I'm guessing you end up in the Lake District if you go a bit further north over there. But you can see all the contours of all the land. The old flight simulator, you really didn't get this. Okay, so we're passing Sheffield now, almost like 8 kilometers away, so it's just off our shall we say 11 o'clock or something. So let's go back into the showcase. Okay, so this is Sheffield. So I'm just gonna... Sounds like somebody left... It sounds like a lawnmower on Sunday, actually, on Sunday morning, doesn't it? So Kathina will probably have a better idea of all this stuff than me, but I'll do my best to give it a look around. So this is obviously like the suburbs, the outer parts. Americans, this will totally confuse because they will not understand what type of housing system this is. They'll be like, hang on, there's no straight lines. How do you guys know where you're going? Yeah, that's the only thing. But there is actually some apps which change it. And there's some pretty good ones, actually. So if we come down here, you see that's probably a school. Like, you can look at something and say, well, it's in a... that looks... Is that a golf course? That's a golf course. Do you know what that golf course is? Because there's a motorway here. And then a big golf course next to it with a lot of woods. So I don't know if you know what that is, Kathina. So we'll go down and just have a peek at some of these things because, for example, this is normally an error when this happens. Oh, another park here. So this is where the game sometimes throws up some errors. Oh, it's not actually the game, it's the AI. Okay, so you have like this roundabout here, and you have this nice park here, and then you look at some of the houses, and it's kind of the AI's just thrown the same house in. Now that's not abnormal in the north to have rows of perfectly shaped similar houses, but you can see it's done it with some flats here. Those flats don't even look British actually. They look the ones in green look more Spanish. The ones in red look probably more German. Hey Mike, how's it going? Hope you're well. But here's a really good example of this thing I was saying earlier, is that when you come in over, because Sheffield's basically hills on hills, from what I remember. There's like a football, that must be for one of the football teams, their training ground. Oh, this is some type of quarry. Do you know this quarry, Kathina? It looks like an old quarry. Don't know what it is now, but you can see all the bumps and contours in it. If you come down to ground level, they're all there. It's pretty darn well done in that sense. So if we go up now, there's a badly built football stadium here. So I'm not sure if this is the AI's attempt at Bramall Lane, or whether you haven't. No, that's a rugby stadium, isn't it? That's a rugby stadium, and it has actually got rugby posts in it. So I don't know. Hang on. What's this one? This is Bramall Lane. Wow, so it's mapped that pretty damn well. Well, it's blue inside, but no, it might be Sheffield Wednesday, you know. It's done quite well with that compared to some other football stadiums I've looked at. You can't tell from the poster which one it is. I stream in Google Maps now. Give over. No, it is. I mean, it is. It like I said, I can visually fly from my hometown to Girona, which is where they filmed some of Game of Thrones, and I can do it totally visually.
Channix 376 contact. Leads approach on 125.38.
So if we go back up, we can go more into central Sheffield, and some of these buildings may be hand built.
Going to 125.38 Channix 376.
So that looks like it's been hand built and plopped in there, so I don't know what that building is. Unless it couldn't find something similar and it's stolen, like a sunny European cities building. There's no like clock tower thing here. Type building. Ah, there's Bramall Lane. Look, you can see it. Although I'm sure that looks more like the shape of the Sheffield, but it's definitely Bramall Lane because it's all red. Okay, I didn't know the football stadiums were actually that far apart. I really didn't. I don't know what these buildings are, but that one looks funky as hell. Why would one want to go to Sheffield? We've been talking about that. No, you're probably right then. You're probably right. The first one was Sheffield, Sheffield Wednesday, and the second one. And I think this is the university building. I don't know, but that's where I stayed when I went. And I just have this really strange sensation that I knew that building as soon as I saw it from a distance. So, the Sheffield Hallam University, I think it's called. So I went there to do a Prince of Wales course, where I met Andy Summers and a lead dance instructor for Diana Ross. Was it? Oh, not singing instructor. Sorry. So yeah, it's pretty darn good in that way. So I'm just going to go back to the cockpit. And release the pause. Okay, so we're not far out, so we want to set 2,500. 100 set, and we'll do flight level change. Because it's already picking up the RNAV by the looks of it. Come on, flight level change. Do it. Do I have to pull back on the controller bit for a flight level change? So I do. Never knew that. Or is it just not working first time? Come on, just do it. Ah, do I have to do it like that, by any chance? No. Let's try it again. Turn it off. On. This worked the other day when I used it. Do I have to do it? It won't be the set button, surely. Let's try and do it again with a bit of... I'll pull back a bit on the thing. No, okay, so we're going to have to do it at vertical speed. So I'll set it 2,500 a minute, set, and we'll turn that on. Oh, no. New. It's supposed to be minus. Oh, here he goes. Swifty's messed it up again. Oh, I can't click the bloody button either. Right, no, off. Right, opposite way, you pillock. So it would be minus 2,400, minus 2,400. Okay, set. No, still climbing. There we go. Right, seems to have got the gist. Which is just about in time because we are approaching the airport now. Oh, don't worry, Brian. We're going to start bringing it down to the speed anyway. We're 20 miles out from the airport. I'm not actually going to. I'm not actually going to contact the tower or anything because I might have actually missed the approach contact. So I'm just going to fly in at this rate. So at the moment, I'm still not flying yet. It's the computer that's still flying it. If it's clear skies, it's probably not got any wind or anything. So actually, so bringing it in myself is not going to be difficult. But we can see the airport here. It's marked with a marker. That's our minimums marker. And so we can maybe 204. I think it's 100. Is it 175 for the first flaps on this? 178. I wasn't far off, so we need to bleed off some more speed. Once this hits 178, we'll put our first flaps in, then we'll put the speed up a little bit just to catch up. And our landing speed's gonna be like 85, I think it was. 179, 178. Okay, so we'll put our first flaps in. This is going to make our speed drop quite rapidly, but we do want it to drop a little bit. We're not on final, as you can see. The airport's just out this window, but we're going to make a turn any second now and head towards it. Now the plane has stabilized with speed, so we can actually drop the speed back a little bit even more. And then once we turn this final, I'll turn off the autopilot and no, I mean you could hand fly everything. There's other planes where you can actually hand fly it, but at this speed, it's not as easy to hand fly it, which is why I'm not attempting to. Oh, I tried it the other week, Brian. I couldn't get into it. Sorry, I really did. I tried it offline as well. Had a lot of patience. Lasted about an hour. It's a level of patience. But no, I did. I was like, I'll try it, and then I was just like, no, this just isn't my bag, baby. Okay, so I'll bring up the yaw dampener. We're probably gonna try and. I think I will go for 1,002, and I'm not sure what the level is here because it tells you normally to set it, but okay, set the V speed again. It should take us down.
Easy 215 traffic is 9 o'clock full miles at flight level 370 generic. Report them in sight. Magic Sun 1901 traffic is 9 o'clock 3 miles at flight level.
Okay, so we can see the runway here, and we're 18 kilometers out. So
easy 215 traffic in sight.
don't know if I've got an approach button on this thing.
Magic Sun 1901 have the traffic.
Apparently I have. Don't know where the hell the approach button is though. Ah, there it is. Okay. Alright. Oh, so I didn't mean to have the approach on. It should have been nav mode on. And then when this hits this line here, I'm going to just click approach. And you should see the needle, like this part drop down a little bit. It's trying to grab it for some reason, can't get it yet though. Okay, so there's the approach. Okay, so you can see it's made the adjustment. It's now telling me, okay, that's the direction you want the plane. That's where you're in line with the runway. Now, in theory, you could ride this all the way down and just turn it off very, 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 very last moment. Okay, so we are on minimum, so we're going to put in our second flaps.
Landing gear.
And bring down the landing gear. We're going to start pulling back a little bit on our throttle, just lining everything up, making sure that we're at a decent speed. So I'm gonna look for around 100 on the final part of the approach. Just make sure my landing gear is out. Flaps are on full for full landing. Okay. I'll just sit up in my seat a little bit. Okay, so we have got some winds. As you can see, the nose is getting thrown around a little bit. Looks like it's coming from the right. I didn't actually set my wind up. Where is it coming from? Well, it says from the left. Ah, no, it's switching up, you can see. And it's actually is a pretty damn windy approach. So this is one of the things I actually say to people who are scared of flying. I'm like, you really don't need to be scared of flying at all. You really don't. It's such a safe form of travel. I know people don't like it, but okay, so we're past now our minimum, so we're at 900 feet now. And we're just passing 117, so I'm just going to bring it back a little bit. I think I can land this thing for like 90, 100. I wouldn't have issues doing that. Going to bring the yaw dampener off. Yeah, that's alright. We'll take off the warning because don't need to worry about the warning. Still saying I'm too fast coming in, but I am trying to bleed that speed off. If I could actually see
500.
See my own thing. A little bit low, but it's okay. We'll be fine. I'm bringing the autopilot off. Just lift the nose up slightly to build off, bleed off a little bit of the excess speed I'm carrying. Still saying I'm a bit too fast. I'm going to try and bleed just about 7 or 8 more kilometers an hour off it. Just point the nose a little bit to the left because I'm not quite centre, but a bit better there. Okay, and then we bleed off the last bit and we'll just let it glide until she touches down. There we go. Hit our turn off quite well. There we go, so we hit the turn off at the exact point we needed to as well, which is pretty cool. Now, even though real ATC would probably shout at me as I tried to get in contact for a ground parking spot, they'd say no, fuck off, back to where
Magic Sun 1901, contact
back to where you
London
came
on
from.
118.75. Good day.
Okay, so tune ground, taxi to parking.
Ground Whiskey 4
And
Mike
then we'll
Niner,
bring up
7
the
taxi
flaps.
to parking.
Whiskey 4 Mike Niner 7 taxi to general aviation parking using taxiway Bravo Alpha Charlie.
Make sure everything's clear, so click off the approach, make sure everything's clear, and then we should go from landing lights to taxi lights. And follow it in. Right, okay, so
Whiskey 4 Mike Niner 7 acknowledge last transmission.
oh, sorry, love. It's that American accent I was expecting. I was betting. Take a right turn and pick up some tea, duck.
Taxiing to general aviation parking using taxiway Bravo Alpha Charlie Whiskey for Mike Niner 7.
Handbrake with full flaps, that's what she said. But as I said, there is an Azure, I think there's an Azure one, you can change it a little bit. It has a more colloquial. I mean, this game is a couple of years old now, but they were talking about the other day in a stream as though this is for like the next 10-15 years, so it's not, because they can update almost everything within the game itself. They don't have to worry about any huge technological advances, which I'm sure there will be, but they're saying that, you know, things could be changed and added on, so it's not like the game can't be updated on the fly in some ways. It also it can be played with virtual reality, which is pretty darn good. I can't imagine how cool it would be in virtual reality, as with any game, I think, but this one and things like this, and Elite in particular. The other pretty amazing part of it... Oh, he's supporting the Chinese here in Sheffield there. I see. She'll blame that part on the people from... where's it twinned with? Sheffield... Doncaster, isn't it? She'll be blaming it on the people from Doncaster. Well, this plane's actually got a pretty darn good turn on it, so you don't always need to worry too much about tight turns or anything. It's got one heck of a nose on it to get the thing around fast. But apart from when you're coming in to your parking spot and the guy's shitting his pants. But anywho. Right, we'll set the parking brake. Number 1. Take off the master warning. Because I think you're not supposed to... set your parking brake until you turn the fuel. I think it's supposed to be the fuel off first. Right. We're doing a fast shutdown here. I don't care about anything. Okay. So there you go. Oh, you say you couldn't play it, Brian. Everybody says that, but you can still do loop-de-loops and stuff. If you so want to. What do you mean you can just get on? Yeah, I don't want to just get on a... I'm not allowed to fly it once you get on Cathena. That's been banned since September 11th. Do you know how much it is to rent a plane for a day or whatever? I find it amazing. I think that, you know, I was flying out of that airport near Everest the other day, you know, the one on the hillside. It's the fact that you can just go anywhere in the world. I just love it. So let's have a look at... so you can see pretty much all of Europe's like been done now, and then they've extended parts for America, and I think in the next update they're going to expand some more. I think Russia's going to be getting a miss for a short while until that's all sorted out, if we all survive it. Oh, I didn't realise Australia's had a bit of an update. Is anywhere in South America had an update or no? No, not by the looks of it. A couple of airports. Oh, I didn't show you like the nighttime stuff or anything. Where's this? Punta da Mata. Where's that? Bolivia. Is that Barcelona? Oh, there's another Barcelona. Oh. Okay, so I said we'd have a mooch at where I live. So when you go into España, I'm in this part of Spain, and in actuality, I bought an update to this airport the other day for like £5 or something, because this little airport, I only discovered it a couple of summers ago, didn't even know it existed, and I was walking on top of this hill. So I was walking up this mountain. I'd come from Laseo here. I think we parked the car somewhere around here. We're just coming up here, and we got to a point here, and I'm like, I could see this here, and I was like, is that an airport? I didn't know there was an airport there. I knew there was an airport like here in Lasagna, but it's a glider airport. So I was like, oh well, this must be another glider airport. It turns out it's not. It's we'll put that as our departure actually. And I'll just put it as in a parking. I won't take the actual aeroplane out for this one. So we'll go parking ramp small because it doesn't have anything. Oh no, but I have to set a lot of that stuff up. And when you're on a longer flight, there's much more to do. That was just I set that as basically take off, go to one flight level and stuff. Normally, like when you're doing it, you're making quite constant small changes, but it also depends on the plane you're in. So the bigger the plane, the kind of more the autopilot will fly it. But as you go down the planes, you actually have to do manually more. But that's where one of the things with airplanes is that there is a lot of autopilot stuff, because in order to keep the skies pretty much clear and stop people from crashing into each other, doing loop-de-loops over their houses and flyovers for the mates. It would have to be like that anyway. But it's not as easy. Well, that part, like I said, flying a route like that at low level, probably not so difficult. But doing something a bit longer, finding the approaches, getting set to come at the different waypoints at the correct altitudes, correct speeds, it's not that easy. I won't say it's super difficult all the time either, but so the stock airport that came with this doesn't... it's going to go away now. So this is LESU. It is Liceu de Gel Andorra Airport, because it's right on the border with Andorra. Okay, so... yeah, let me just go to the showcase mode. And whoever made this airport, it's pretty cool. They've done a pretty decent job. Even... This is the entrance to the airport, and there's even little coffee tables outside and a menu. And I'll tell you exactly what it says because I can read Catalan. So it says Esmorzar de ciclistas. Esmorzar is like it's something you have between breakfast and lunch. So it's like after you've had breakfast. And it says Botifara am guanacio pa am tarada. Okay, so that would be, it's going to be sausage and chips with tomato bread, which is like a way that they make the bread here. And it says y beguda y café, which is a drink and a coffee. It's not as easy to read as I thought, actually. So that's a menu for €12. Cachofa, maybe? Cachofa, the taronja? No, it can't be. Cachofa, the taronja. Pilatilla, okay. Pilatillas, no, plats combinats. Okay, so that's like sausage and chips. I can't see the next one. Crepes. Catalan, no. I can't read it. And then you can have all of that for €12, but then it says if you just want a sandwich and a drink, it's $4.50. Okay. Here, patra. And that basically says we sell toast, but it's because it's like a big thing here. So that's the it's pretty cool. I mean, it's damn good. They've done a really good job. And then just on top of the cafe is the tower, of course. So far more traffic than there should be. This plane would never ever be here. One, we don't do business with Martinique, and two, no way this plane fits this airport. Everything, I suppose every plane in this airport would have to be prop or turboprop. And we definitely don't do United flights to the United States. And one of the reasons they don't do it is because the runway's not long enough. I'll show you. But it's got a couple of rescue helicopters. They're needed because there's just accidents all the day, every day in the mountains. So you see those helicopters quite often. Yeah, so let me change the drone speed a little bit just so I can get about better. When it says sausage and chips, Kathina, you have to think more, instead of like a sausage, think more like a Cumberland sausage. And you get bread with it as well, so the bread comes, it's massive as well, so it's probably about the size of 2 loaves of bread. And it's euros, don't forget, not pounds. So yeah, this is why the 737, well, there's a couple of reasons. One is the runway is nowhere near long enough to get up to speed and take off. I'll tell you something actually. The reason I recognise the airport, I said before, was because I noticed this kind of cutout in the hill. But I'll come back to that in a second. But the stock airport that comes with it doesn't have the turnaround here. And they've actually built the turnaround into it. They've also put the windsock at the end, which is true to real life as well. And then they have the guard fence, the safety fence all the way around, which is pretty damn cool. And then they've actually, although they've not done it well, because I think the actual Google Maps superimposes the road on top. They've done the road that goes down into the village, and then they've done the road. It starts up here somewhere near the main terminal building. If I remember where I was. Yeah, so the main terminal building here, and it goes out. Now I'm quite surprised by that road that goes straight into the airport. I'm not sure whether there's like a protective point. So yeah, we saw this from somewhere up here. We're up on this hill up here. So I'm going to change the drone speed again so I can move around a bit faster. So the other thing that's really cool that I love about this game is the weather system, because the weather system's so fluid. This is Andorra, by the way, up through this valley. It's my summer getaway place. I'm going again this year, but I might actually make some videos and stuff while I'm there this year. I know I always say that, but I think this year I will, because I'm going to be a bit more refreshed and have a bit more time, I think. So we can go with current live weather, which is similar to now, and I can vouch for that because it's bloody boiling outside. Or we can go for one of the presets. So as you can see, this is if I go for one of the presets, this is a nice cloudy sunset, so it sets it up for that type of weather, which is really cool. Let's try another one. Let's try cold rain. Let's try cold rain. Okay, can't see a bloody thing. Maybe if we go down to ground level. Alright, okay, yeah, that kind of works. Cold rain. I don't want to put cold rain, I should just put... what was the one I just saw? Which I really like the look of. Calm rainy day, let's try that one. Okay. So it changes all the cloud levels and everything, which is cool. And then you go more into like a little bit of, let's see if we can find a cozy blizzard. Cozy blizzard. So if you do go into the airport, I know this type of weather Elidgar's gonna hate, Kathina's gonna love. And then you can change things like the precipitation and stuff, so you can change all of that just to, and you can change the snow depth as well, which is pretty cool. It just makes the snow on the ground look thicker and more snowy, so you get that kind of winter wonderland feeling. So let's go have a look at yeah, I knew you'd say that. That's why I did it, Kathina. So you can see like the snow is really thick. It even kind of gives the water a more icy look as well, I've noticed. Now go. Do you mean now go fly? So so yeah, and again you can change the precipitation on this. So if we want to put it really heavy, it rolls the clouds in and down It just gives you that lack of ability to kind of see. But this is a town called Liceo de Gel here. But can you see how here, kind of like the snow and the precipitation's hanging off the mountain? As you get closer, you'll see it even better. I mean, I don't know if it's just because I'm so close to my screen and stuff, but I just love that. They've done the weather model so well. Some people have complained about, look, you can come, because you can come through it, and then you're in a clear part, and it just clears out. I love this road, by the way. Normally when I go to Andorra with friends, we go via this road, and it cuts through these valleys. It's amazing. Because these are, the game can't really show you justice, but these valleys are so steep and rugged. It's really cool. So we're gonna kind of head over here. Unfortunately, can't fly any faster, unfortunately, because I don't know why, but it's got a limit to what the drone cam can do. I don't think it used to, but it does now. And you can only fly at a certain speed. So you can even see like all the farm roads up through the forest. All these are real. All of these really exist because obviously it gets pulled. The AI reads it and then puts it so that the weather and everything interacts with it. And it's so cool. This is a nice village as well. Martinet, I think it's called, that village. They should actually be posted. So yeah. A bit too much traffic on that road. But yeah, as you fly through here, I've forgotten how long this road actually is. It takes a long time to travel along when you travel through it. But like I said, that's why I can kind of VFR or do everything. Oh no, look, here's Martinet over here. I was wrong. Okay, Martinet. This is normally usually the halfway stop off point to Andorra for a cup of coffee. And I don't know if it gets affected like when you're playing with snow and whether it hides some of the buildings or not. I'm not sure, but and there's some trucks driving in the river as well. That's not abnormal. Okay, so if we continue through, we can actually go a bit higher as we fly over a place called Cerdanya. I'm just going to change the weather up slightly. I'll change it back in a bit. Oh, we have a nice snow day. Okay, so it's a bit more clear. Oh, this is better for me because I can see much better where I am. Okay, so this is a valley of Cerdanya. This is the Pyrenees, so this is the French, Spanish, Andorran Pyrenees. So this is actually Andorran Pyrenees up there, and so yeah, so this is the Valley of Cerdanya. This is the airport I was telling you about earlier, and this is a glider runway. So you quite often see gliders. You see the planes taking off, pulling them up, and then you'll see them flying over these mountains here. Bolivia. Okay, so we're going to head over to, just so I can kind of VFR it a little bit. Is it even clears the golf courses? Because of course the golf players wouldn't want it to be snowy. So they've thought really small things like that. It's very strange. Over here is the town of Puigcerdà, which is it's the final village of Spain. So it's on right on the French border, and because we're in the EU, there's no border town. There's no borders, sorry, and it's not very well done in the game, but its height is about right because it's on like a top of a hill, and then right at the back there's this lake, which I think last year I posted some photographs on Discord of. So kind of like from this valley here, coming all the way across here is the French border. It's right there. So when you travel over here, trying to find the road. Okay, so this town here is called Bourg Madame, and it's actually signposted here, Bourg Madame, but it's actually the village is here. And so to do my Christmas shopping, to get Christmas English style food, this is the village I go to. And that, I can even tell where it is. This here actually looks like a block of flats, but in reality it's a massive shopping shop, like supermarket. They sell lots of English stuff. And over here, this building here is an Aldi, which also sells quite a lot of English style Christmas stuff. So I get everything I need for Christmas. There's another small village I want to look for a very specific reason, but I don't. So that's the Bog Madame one, and it's this one. This is Libya. This is an interesting village because this village is Spanish, and it's officially Spanish. It's not like unofficial or a mistake or something. In fact, it is actually a massive mistake. But it is a Spanish village inside of France. Wait. Oh crap. Continue. So, as I said, like, the border... Oh, it's giving me some trouble here, because I don't think it liked the fact that I left the aeroplane so far away. If it's going to give me loads of trouble, I'll just load the game back in, but I don't think it is. So this is the French border here. And then from here all around here is a border, and that's the border of Spain. I don't know what the rules of the village are exactly, as in if something happened, it would be in theory under the control of the Spanish government, but they'd have to send people through French territory, which you're not allowed to do. So I don't know exactly how that would work. It was something to do with when they made the border maps, they missed this village out, but it was still Spanish. So years later they discovered that, oh crap, we left that village out, and they've just they can't create the borderlines again because France would have to give up all this land in order to fit it in, or Spain would have to give up a village, and Spain are never going to give up a village. So that's what it is. Do they sell chips? But it's probably the only thing they don't actually, sadly. Okay, so we're gonna go up here. We're gonna go up this valley towards one of my favourite mountains that I've climbed a few times. We'll actually go the route that I normally go. So I normally go to this village called Villeboden. When I climb this mountain, it's normally a 1 day or two day hike. So I get the train to this village. It's a couple of hours away from my house, and then I go up through this forest here. Literally follow this ridge line here. And again, I can probably do it visually because there'll be some kind of aids as I get up. So I would climb up through here, up through this gorge here. Okay, and then, because you can actually hear the river. Okay, so then I would come up to here, and I would come up to this part here. Now normally you would head off down through the forest here, but I don't. When I'm climbing this mountain, I continue up this part here. It's actually got too many trees. This would be much bolder, if that's the correct word to use, as you climb up. And then I would camp around here. I know it because there's this kind of pond here, but it's not a pond. It makes a pond sound though. How cool's that? So I thought this was water the first time I ever climbed, but got severely upset when I got there because it wasn't. It was just a load of dodgy earth. And to protect from the elements, I actually put my tent up pretty much in here, in these trees, just in this spot here. So crazy how you can find exactly where stuff is. And then in the morning, after a bit of rest, you then... Oh no, you saw some videos of this actually before. This wasn't where I put my tent up last time though. My tent up was way back there last time because I was trying to beat the sun and just never got here. But then the next morning, this is where I set off. So when you saw in all those videos of me on all the rocks, that would have been along this route. And then you kind of follow it up here, and this is all just rock until you get it somewhere around here. There is a path normally. I think actually if we just take the snow away for a short while, we'll be able to see it. If we go from a nice sunny day to a pretty beautiful day. Okay, so there you can now actually see the path here. So this is the path I would take all the way up to the top. So I wasn't lying when I was telling you. I know, I've done it. And so you follow this road, and this path's actually really hard to follow in the snow anyway. And you follow this road all the way up, and you come over here. You keep following up, and this is where I say the simulator unfortunately can't show you reality. This gorge here is a pretty scary place, especially when it's icy around here, because if you didn't have ice shoes or something and you slipped, it's a long way down. A long way down. So it shows a house here. There isn't actually a house here. However, there is this right here, and this is a little like horseshoe of stones. Can you see it? And if ever the weather's too bad or something like this, you can stay in this horseshoe. Now, if you remember the other time I said, oh, I'm going to climb this mountain here, so it would have been this mountain here, but I had to give up because I was too tired and the weather was closing in. It was terrible. So I actually went off down this ridge. You can see the path as well. I went all the way through this forest down to this village of Planoles, which I was speaking to Alaska, I remember, at the end of the day, and it was one of the worst days of my life, that. Just the pain I was in. So normally you'd climb up to here, and then you'd follow this path along the ridge. Here, you can see the path goes all the way up to the top. Actually doubles back on itself here for the final part of the climb. And then once you get here, it's actually, you're like, oh, I'm dying, but it's actually not so bad. It really isn't. It's the last part's actually not so bad. And then you get to the top, and there's all of these kind of like, there's these horseshoe things again here where you can protect yourself if it's too much at the top. And then you can go down here. There's a car park down here, or you can go down this valley here, and you can go to a place called Valdenuria, which is like an oasis at the top of the mountain. It's like a big building with a lake in front of it, beautiful green grass. It's absolutely gorgeous, this place. I think I've posted a picture of it before. Absolutely beautiful place. And you can also go there through a walking path, which I do quite often, which is just here. You can like barely see it, and you follow this gorge all the way down. It's amazing, this route. The river in the game covers most of the route, but it's one hell of a walk. It's difficult, but it's absolutely beautiful. And it brings you down to this little place, if I can find it. Oh, that's the thing. So we're a bit further up. It brings to this little village called Cadalps, which is really, really nice village, just high up in the mountains. And this is where hopefully I'm going to live in a couple of years, in this very valley, and I'm going to live in this place called the Rivers, the Fraser, just down here. This is another route I love to walk. Not that one. Don't know why I said that one. I do know my way around. There's another route up through here, up this valley. So we came down from this left one here, but there's another one you can do up there, which is, it's a bit harder, but the views at the top are pretty cool. Yeah, I want to live somewhere down here. And this week actually I'm going to do a walk somewhere up to here, to a place called Al Sarat. So that's it. Okay. So I'm gonna, if I can do it, because the edema in my feet is terrible, but I've been told to do some exercise, and this route isn't that hard because it's kind of on a gradual climb, but it's very small. So it goes from this village of Caral, but I don't want to go all the way there. I wouldn't have the legs to do it, but I at least wanted to make this village if I do it, and this village is called Al Sarat. So the route is literally level all the way, apart from this part where I think you have to kind of navigate a little bit of this, but it's not like anything terrible, and it's not too much up and down. And then you come back around here. Whoops-a-daisy. And there's not as many trees as this. It is a very hilly area, but you come up from the farms here. Yeah, you come up on this path if I remember rightly. And I think it's actually that path you follow up into the woods, and you basically stay on the same level, if not a very, very slight incline. But it's really beautiful. Yeah, and this is the town of Rivers of Rosaire. So again, unfortunately in the game the river's overtaken it because they have a minimum size for the river. But it's a beautiful town, and hopefully one day I will have a house either at this end of it, going in towards that valley, or in the very centre, which I was looking at one the other week, which was there, like kind of one of these houses here, because the rent's a little bit cheaper than where I live. So if we just follow down this valley, we're going to come across Camderbanel. Sorry. I spy something being with it. I don't get it, Brian. No, it's got internet. Probably intermittent. Spain. Right, so again, the river's completely wrong. Like, it's taken over too much. This is, I think, yeah, it's going to say here is Camderbanel, but this is not Camderbanel. Camderbanel is here. I'd live here, but it's like one of those towns where just everything's shitty. There's nothing good there, so I wouldn't want to. And then the next village up is Ripoll. So this is Ripoll, which is, again, it's not a great place, but it's huge. Like, for what it is, right in the middle of the mountains, it's like the last big city, and it's huge. And it has a really old train station there as well. That's the train station, the main centre train station. Now, these buildings are nothing like they are in real life. The AI can't handle the way that we build our buildings in these massive, like, complex things. So I don't mean complex in nature, I mean complex as in there's just lots and lots of houses in lots of apartments, sorry, in one place. And the AI just can't deal with it. Okay, so we're approaching my house here. We're going to follow the C17 down, which is the main road, or the main motorway. But there are some places to note as we enter where I live. This is a village of Montesquieu down there, and then up the top here is Montesquieu, or Samaria the Bazaar. No, Montesquieu Castle. Where is it? Montesquieu Castle. Oh, maybe it doesn't show it. Yeah, it's on here. Yeah, it doesn't show it, unfortunately. It doesn't show it. Oh well. Oh yeah, it does. You can see it from the burnt in part of the map, but it doesn't actually show the castle. It's a really nice view from here. Like, if you can just imagine, because of course if you're looking at it in reality, all of these peaks are so much bigger, but it's an absolutely beautiful view. That looks like a golf course, but it's not. It's just bad mapping over the terrain. Camped in this forest once, actually. Climbed this mountain here and camped in this forest. So this is called Plan of the Big. This is my home, basically. It's mixed, obviously not my home, but it's a mixture of different towns. But this is where I live. Here there's a little refuge at the top of here, like a refuge hotel type thing you can come to. Which again, beautiful views from here. Okay, so we're going to go down over San Pedro de Torelló to this village here, and then to the right is its bigger brother, San Vicente and Torelló itself. So we're going to quickly fly over these. And all of this I can, but just by looking at it, I know where everything is. It's crazy. San Hipólito de Voltregà in front of me. This is where actually the school I work for, this is where our headquarters are, even though we never really use it anymore. And then to the left that is Manlleu, or as Little Morocco as we like to call it, because it's just full of Moroccan people now. It doesn't seem to have anybody else there. Good for spices, but quite an ancient town. And then we have Road of the Tear over here, which is another little village. Of course, they don't have a Boeing factory or anything there. Again, that's just the AI not doing it correctly. And then coming out of road, there'll be Folgarolas. This is the aerodrome, the Folgarolas. So this is actually a grass airstrip that I've actually seen and didn't realised it was there, sorry. This is Folgarolas itself, the city. And that is the municipal swimming pool. This is my favourite one of all the villages. It's huge. Nobody goes there. It's in the summer it's a great place to go. I was actually wanting to go this week if I can get one of the reasons it's empty, look at all the swimming pools in people's backyards. Everybody has a swimming pool. So the swimming pool of this town is look at all the swimming pools. The swimming pool of this town is always empty. Always empty. Okay, so this is my town over here. This is big. And this is Caldetenas. This is a small village just on the side of my village. And then these houses here actually are even a separate village. They have their own name and people like to pretend that it's a posh area, but it's not. It's shit. And this is one of my friend's houses, but it's not mapped in the game very well. And it looks like a CIA compound in reality. Okay, so we're coming over the centre a bit. And this is what I said about the, this is our theatre here. This is one of the schools I work in here. Which again, it's not amazingly well mapped, but not terrible either. In the fact that, but we're not a load of factories. It's all the apartments, all logged up together. I don't know why when I go down that changes. That's strange. I wonder if that's an artifact from the other day. I was doing a test with something the other day. Could be an artifact. This is another school we work in. Yeah, it is. It's an artifact from the thing I was doing the other day. I didn't realise they were left inside the game files, but they were. This here, helicopter landing pad, is for our hospital, which is here. So a lot of people don't know this here, because I do this walk through this park every day, just to try and stop the edema setting in. And it's I've seen the helicopter landing on it once. This is actually a beautiful old building here, but here it has it down as some type of sausage factory, I think. But again, it's just because it can't read. Yeah, it doesn't read very well. This is actually a cemetery, so it would be open roofed. But like Spain, they bury everybody above ground in like tomb things in a wall, so it's a bit different from the UK. And my house is here. You can actually see the courtyard on the back of my flat, which is a bit strange. So that right there is my apartment, and the courtyard that's on the back of it. But it's built a building on top because it doesn't know, so it doesn't do it very well. And that's a town centre. So, and we do have a municipal swimming pool ourselves, but I can't remember where it is. Somewhere around here. Has the game cut it off? I think the game's cut it off. I think the municipal swimming pool's under this building here, if I remember rightly. Can we see you in the window? No, unfortunately not. I think I was flicking the V that day. They've edited me out. So yeah, I mean, what gets me about this game more actually than even kind of flying over your own town and being able to see everything is, I think I said it before, is just these hills are all pretty much perfect, like perfect. The scale of it's different from obviously your regular eye view, but this here is a place called Cray of the Gurb, and it's just the way it looks here, apart from maybe one too many trees, because the game creates too many trees, hence its name Tree Simulator when it first came out. They've tried to cut it back, but I think it's the one part of the AI that they maybe got wrong, and they don't know how to change it at the moment. So this is a hill that everybody climbs. Like, it takes about 40 minutes to the top. But the way, even the farm underneath, these farms, like, I recognize all of them. It's strange. It's just so well done, and that mountain in the background there is called Matagals. The game just does it so well. Drunken Mooning, yeah. The game just does it so well to a point where this is just get my bearings a little bit. So that's big. So this is Taradell. Must be Taradell. I don't recognise that factory though. Ah, yes I do. Okay. Okay, so yeah, Taradell. Okay, so even like this mountain here, this mountain is called Matagals. Oh, I've had a bit of a freeze there. This is another one that I've climbed a fair few times. Normally I get the train to this little village here. So the train station would be, hang on a minute, let me find where the train station would be. Where's the train track? No, it's not that one, it's this one, sorry. Okay, so there's a train track. Right, so normally I would get the train to this village, and then I would walk to this village. This village is called Saber. And then you go out of the north part of this village, and you go past this lake here. Again, way too many trees, but it's okay. So you walk past this lake, and then you go up through these hills here. As you go through this part, and this is a really nice climb. I love doing this one. I haven't done it in years because it's quite long, and you have to do it in one day. And then again, way too many trees, so it's sometimes a little bit hard to navigate what's what. But you don't go up that way, you go up this way. Yeah, and then you have to come up all the way to the top here. But again, just too many trees. I don't know why. That's the top there. The top of it is completely bone bare dry. Like, there's no trees anywhere near the top. About 50-60 meters from the top, there's some. And then if we move over here, we'll just move away from the mountain part. Oh yeah, I'm just showing you around. It's probably quite boring, isn't it? Somebody showing you their own. Welcome to my crib. I was just wanting to show you like how intricate it is, but as a game, I can do some barrel rolls or something. And I wanted to actually show you like the Costa Brava, because I'm not far away from the sea where I am. But it's pretty slow moving, so yeah, I get what you mean. And I mean, maybe it's one of those games where it's the players, if you're playing it, it's more fun than if you were watching it, because if you're watching it, you're not controlling anything, you're not having to not having to take any responsibility. Like I said, when I used to play Flight Simulator before, so Microsoft Flight Simulator X or 2000, I couldn't land planes very well. I used to crash them all the time because it was the physics were completely different because it was an earlier generation of computers, and just I don't know, they weren't as, I think even back then maybe airplanes just weren't as they weren't as easy to fly, and now it's much easier. So there you go, there's the Mediterranean. I was just trying to make you all jealous of me being so close to the beach, but and it's not everywhere is like Ibiza. Okay, right, so let's reset it back to where it was. So reset position. So it's going to pull us all the way back, and it might take it a couple of seconds. Oh, my plane's upside down. That might have been why it tried to end the game there. Alright, so we'll go back to the main menu and we'll load in somewhere a bit more interesting, and then we'll do a couple of barrel rolls over somewhere. Maybe over New York or something. Try and fly through some of the towers without crashing into them. But yeah, like I said, I think it's probably one of those things where it's just more interesting when you're controlling it. And when you're trying out new planes and stuff, it takes a long time to master a plane. Okay, so let's take a decent plane, something that can do stuff at speed, because the TBM, it's alright, but ain't the fastest. I've got the Honda Jet, but there was a problem with the Honda Jet when I last played it. It wasn't in line with the game or something. Oh, and there's the thing from oh Christ, what's that game? Anywho, yeah, the Pelican from that. Okay, well, I'll try the Honda Jet. It might work this time. If we do actually an active runway, it will work. So we'll take the Honda Jet because it's better. And we'll go. New York's probably best. Michael, come on, you know where New York is. Right, okay, we'll go from LaGuardia, because it's on the north end, and we'll do it from an active runway 31, so... From Halo, that's what it's from Halo. But I was watching somebody do it the other day, and it's ridiculously complicated just to get it up off the ground. And then yeah, stuff like this, the airport just off to the bottom right there, there's a landing, you can do landing challenges to these airports, and some of them are like really difficult, the approaches are... But they have introduced the Tomcats from Top Gun into the game, and I'm pretty sure eventually you'll get like missile add-ons and stuff. I'm absolutely sure of it, because they've said everything like that is possible. They just have to add the physics parts of them to the game. So if a secondary party gets hold of some of it and manages to work it out, I think we'll end up seeing, because I think in Microsoft 2000, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2000, I think had some stuff where you could do it. Rightio. It's taking a while to load in, but it's because New York is massive, and it takes up so much memory as well. But we will be at an active runway ready for takeoff, don't have to do any thinking about. So I'll open up my Just open up my map on here so I can see roughly where stuff is, so I can control how I go around the city or fly past the city. Oh yeah, but I mean, those games were terrible. Like, there's some games where you can shoot stuff down, but it's not done. I think DCS is probably the closest. You can do cargo runs in this game as well, which is probably another reason elite people kind of half like it. If you enjoy it. They don't do it, there's no mining yet, but let's see, you never know. Okay, it's loading in now, you can hear it, okay. I'm just going to give it a couple of seconds, so it's just for the memory to actually catch up with the game itself. Sounds about right. No, maybe needed a couple more seconds. Okay, so this Honda Jet is amazing. It's so much more. It can be a little complicated at times if you're not used to flying in it, but it's actually, once you get used to it, it's a really nice jet to fly. It's even got some automatic checklist system, so you don't forget anything. Right, I'm just going outside the plane for a second because I just want to see which part of LaGuardia we're actually in. Just so when we do a fast takeoff I have my bearings. So there's New York City there. That's LaGuardia Airport, and then we should have the Met Stadium just off the back of us. So this stadium over here is the New York Mets Stadium. Baseball stadium. This is where they have the New York Open, or the United States Open. This is the Unisphere that you probably remember from Men in Black, if you enjoyed Men in Black. And King of Queens, actually, it's already the opening of King of Queens. I'm going to go back to the jet now, I just wanted to show you this because I think some of you might get a kick out of it. And then behind the Unisphere is the thing that was the UFOs in Men in Black. The UFOs detached, flew off and then crashed into the Unisphere. So there you go. There you go. Right, let's go back. Cockpit view. Plonked us back down again. Right, so flaps and everything should be set for takeoff. They are. Okay, we're ready to go. Don't give us hassle just because we went away for 2 seconds. Right. Oh, I've forgotten where the engine things are on here. Hang on a second. I've forgotten even where my blooming parking brake is. Parking brake could be on the main console. Ice protection. No, it's not. Speed brakes. Parking brake. I know where the parking brake is in this. It's on the actual thing itself. Take away the yoke. Okay, and then I think you just click on the. Bloody sure you just clicked on the. Why is it not working this time? I definitely just clicked on them before. Because I don't think there's an automated parking brake button. Right, maybe the parking brake's not on. See how far we get with it. Let's try the old button. Nope, it's not going to let us do that. Right, just have a quick look where the parking brake is. The buttons. I'm bloody. I actually think I shouldn't have picked this one because I think it's broken. I think it's still not working properly. It would be under flight control surfaces, I guess. It could be under brakes, but that's normally the speed brakes. Oh no. Okay, so let's change that to we shall select an input. No, to input and input. Let's do that one. Okay, validate. Apply and save, and go back. Okay, yeah, I think there's an issue with that. I don't know what the V speed is, but I'm guessing it's going to be 80-90 knots or something, so I'll just pull back on the... Whoa, that thing reacts. Okay, let's put the flaps up, let's put the... I might have to fly this. Just make sure I've got my gear up. I didn't. Alright, so wow, this thing climbs automatically with its engine.
Wind 28 tree at tree. Cleared to land runway 22.
So I'm going to make a turn towards New York City. I think I'm going to have to go
Cleared to land runway
outside
22,
though.
Spirit Wings 1761.
Okay, so we'll come in over Central Park. We'll do a turn towards Harlem. Because if we crash here, we'll only do like £2.50 worth of damage.
Endeavour 4780 number 2 for landing. Follow the generic on final. Wind 283 at
now.
tree. Cleared to land runway 22.
God, this thing is so
Brickyard
responsive.
4604 number 3 for landing. Follow the generic on final. Wind 283 at tree. Cleared to land runway 22.
Overspeed.
Stop
Whiskey
complaining.
4 Mike 907 leaving my airspace frequency change approved.
So this is Trump's
Cleared
Plaza
to land
Hotel
runway
over
22
here.
number 2 Endeavour 4780.
Don't sink. Don't sink. Don't
Cleared to land runway 22 number 3 Brickyard 4604. Spirit Wings 1761 exit runway when able.
This is gonna be really hard. Because I am not an acrobatic pilot. Oh, good lord. Okay, and unfortunately it hasn't loaded Manhattan very well because, because I'm guessing with OBS and stuff like that, it's making it
Spirit Wings
a bit more
1761 to the
difficult.
next taxiway.
Should we try and fly inverted like Maverick? Yeah, I'm not gonna survive this. At least you can hear stuff. Whoa, whoa, no, 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 no! I'm down. Dang nabbit.
Stall.
Dang nabbit.
Landing here. Landing.
Let's give it one more go.
Landing here. Landing here.
I was asking for landing gear, so I'll give him it. Oh no, it's down.
Landing here.
Spirit Wings 1761
It must have fallen down of its own accord.
131.475.
Let's try again. Restart. Should load it up quite fast now because it's already in the memory. I actually originally planned to do the oh cripes. Blade Runner remake. But It's terrible. It is absolutely terrible, so... So no, I won't be covering that one in the future. Right, make sure that's back to normal. Maybe I won't take off at full throttle. No, the cars weren't upside down, I was upside down. Anywho, let's try it again. I'm going to be honest, I'm amazed I managed to do the first part. But this isn't designed for... I should have actually loaded the Maverick plane into it, because the Maverick plane is... it's pretty darn good. Right, let's just let the game load in a little bit more. Okay, and maybe... I don't know how loud this plane is externally. Let's have a listen. Come on. Oh, it's pretty loud. We can give it a whirl. 2 minutes. It's probably easier for me to fly this way. Oh, let's take off the parking brake. Okay, I don't know how much you can hear me, but I'll just speak louder. So let me just change one thing. I'm just going to change the... Oh no, that won't make a difference, will it? Oh yeah, it will. It will. Hang on. Just going to go into OBS and turn down the actual game volume a little bit, and then you can probably hear me better on this external view. There we go. I can, and I'll still be shouting, but you probably can, so yeah, it's just constantly trying to go up. Which I hope they fix it soon, because this plane was €10 or something when I first bought it, and it's been a while since the update, so we'll do a close flyby of the Empire State Building. There's John Wick's house to my bottom left. This is the One World Trade Center here.
Wind 283 at 3. Clear to land runway 4. Clear to land runway 4 number 3, Endeavour 4780. Endeavour 533.
Oh, the flight model's absolutely terrible. Now, I don't know how they managed to mess it up so much. Coming down to see Lady Liberty.
Endeavour 5017 number 3 for landing. Follow the generic on final. Wind 283 at 3. Clear to land runway 4. Clear to land runway 4 number 3, Endeavour 5017.
Oh, the game can't keep up with a turn. Okay, and it's just so hard to control.
4861 exit runway when able.
I'm having to constantly fight all the time.
Brickyard 4861 contact ground on 121.7. Going to 121.7 Brickyard 4861.
Well, is it adjusted okay now, or is it still too loud?
Whiskey 4 Mike 907 acknowledged last transmission.
Ah, shut your face, love. I'm gonna try and gain some altitude so I can do a loop-de-loop.
4 Mike 907, did you hear my
Oh Christ, let me just talk to her because she's gonna drive me up the bloody wall either. Let's have a look.
Tower Whiskey 4 Mike Niner, 7 frequency change.
Okay, 5,000 feet, so I think we can do a... I think we can happily do a loop-de-loop. Oh, it won't let us. Has it got... The plane might actually have something in place. I don't know. I'm going to just do a quick dive. Make sure we're losing feet. Okay, yeah we are. So let's pull up. It does seem like... I don't know if it's got a safety system in place or it's the... or what, but it's got... It's got something in place. 'Cause when you turn upside down, it's always going down. You can't actually... That's why I crashed. So until you correct... Until you correct yourself, it won't let you do it. I'll have to load in the Tom Cruise plane next time. Well, you can't crash in. I know it's only a game, but you can't really crash into those places just out of respect, I think.
Endeavour 4780, turn next taxiway.
Right, so I'm going to set it to trim for landing, and I'm going to try and set it up for landing, but there's no way I'm landing this thing.
For landing. Follow the generic on final. Wind
no way.
Endeavour 4780 contact ground on 131.375.
I need to get it out. Okay, we're a bit off.
Clear to land runway for
I
number
need to
3
go
American 2777.
just a bit wide here.
Going to 131.375 Endeavour 4780.
Well, actually, I've got the speed about right, 130 knots lower.
535.
So who knows? I might get it into land.
Generic on final. Wind 283 at tree.
Somebody's going to be really angry with me.
Runway 4.
There's no way that you'd land like this in reality.
17 turn next taxiway.
I'm going to have to put a little bit of welly into it now.
Number 3 Skywest 5352.
Ooh, I might get it down. I bet I don't. I bet I absolutely balls it up at the last moment because it isn't lined up or anything.
017 turn next taxiway.
Whoa, 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 whoa. No, 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 no. Yeah, no. This thing glides as well, so...
017 contact ground on 131.475.
No. No, 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 no. That was way too fast and it glides so much. Yeah. Yeah, that's not landing.
131.475.
I don't even think I'm not going to get it down second time, right? I've cracked. That would have officially been a crash. Okay, yeah. So it's not that easy, Kathina. Even though I was coming in at the right speed and everything, I just hadn't lined it up and had the time to concentrate on it properly. Okay, there we go. Anywho, well, and I think their flight dynamics are definitely seem to be messed up a bit on that one now, which is a bit sad because it was one of the funnest things to fly, and I'd only flown it a couple of times. Right, main menu. Let's go to main menu. Okay, people, I'm gonna call it a night because it's been a couple of hours, and I've got to rest myself and be good for tomorrow. I'm a bit painful late. Earlier on in the day I was okay, but as the day's gone on, I'm kind of feeling a bit more creaky. So, but thanks for dropping in, everybody, Kathina included. I know it's a bore fest for you, but we'll see. I'll be back on either Friday or Saturday night, and I'll see what I can stream. I was thinking about actually trying to stream Elite this month, but I think this weekend might be a bit too soon for me, for the simple fact is I need to get the computer set up. I know for a fact that the Hortas isn't set up, so everything is going to need redoing because I haven't used it in forever. Also need to work out whether I actually want to play the new version of it or just play with the old version, because the new version hasn't been amazing when I've played with it. But I've heard that the inside of your fleet carriers have a lot more detail, so maybe all the more to get Odyssey in it, and I'll have to download all the updates and everything. But I'll see. I'll try and get it up. Okay, the stream and the thing. Yeah, dug myself a hole there. All right, 9/7, everybody. Good night. Have a really good evening. See you later. Oh, by the way, Malcolm, yes, you can adjust the trim. I just don't know what the trim is on that plane, and it's not worked well since the new update. So because it's an add-on, and I don't think they've fixed it yet. So yeah, I could have messed about with the trim, but the trim in that plane, I've never used it before, and I don't know how responsive or anything it is. But I'll have a look at it when I'm offline at some point. All right, peeps, 9/7.